What's up, guys? Carlton Flowers, your crypto pro.
Yay!
And here we are on Wednesday morning with a completely unrehearsed, unedited video analysis. Let's look at the TA straight off the cuff. I'm just getting going here, all set up so I can look at this Bitcoin action. So what do we have here on the 4-hour chart? Well, first of all, the thing that I notice is that we have just poked through this 50 EMA, because when I first turned the computer on right here, it looked like we were bouncing right at the 50 EMA, and now it looks like we are currently violating that. And of course, this candle has not printed, but we'll be looking closely at this to see what happens if it snaps back up or if it fails down. And it just took another tick down as we speak here. Interesting that a lot of the fat mouths on YouTube, the crystal ball people, were saying that we were supposed to rip straight to 40,000 from here. We weren't supposed to have this correction. Now, last night, while they were saying rip to 40,000, I was looking at the stochastic, and we were sitting right here at the stochastic crossover. And it was indicative of a drop because we had a nice rounding on the price action, and we didn't have this strange little jittery movement that we had before when the stochastic was indecisive and kept reversing. It was a clear rounding, and I thought, well, that's a strange looking stochastic for a rip to 40. And then the MACD, which is lagging, it was about right there. The curling over had happened, but we did not have the crossover. And now we have a definite crossover. And plus we have one bar in the red on the histogram that confirms this bearish looking MACD cycle that has definitely crossed past the 60% point. Sometimes when they curl back up, it'll break off like right here. It'll rotate or pivot around that point. Like this looks more extreme than where it really is, and it's because the velocity of going downward is so strong. But we have a decreasing volume that's still going on. This is just pitter-patter volume. There's nothing really pushing this. And then if let's clear out and scrunch back and just check out our peaks and our dips and see where they are laying out there in conjunction with the stochastic peaks and dips. So here we have the high, and then we definitely had our low here on this one. So then on the next peak, we got a lower high, but then a higher midterm lower high. And then we had yet another lower low. This one did take out this previous one here. And then we had this little series of higher highs from this point. However, we did not make it up to the 200 EMA, and we are not taking out this previous high right here. 40,000 at this little node just above 40,000. And then we also have this 38,500 node that we never did make it up to. So we're sitting here at the point of control price at 35,866. Well, below that, actually. We're well below the point of control node. And we're sitting at the bottom of this cluster on the VPVR. I don't know. It looks like we're headed towards this node right here. That's a possibility unless we snap back up to the point of control, which is a bigger node than this one that we have here at about 32.5. So we'll have to watch that. But the momentum is clearly downward. It looks bearish. So I'm not so sure that we'll be able to snap back up to that top node. Let's just look at the 1 day just to see what it looks like, and then we'll call it quits for this short update. Okay, this looks bearish to me. Nothing to write home about. The stochastic on the 1 day is looking like it wants to curl over and fail. Now, what'll happen after that? Is it going to do this? Or is it going to reverse like we did from this crossover to this one and head back up again? I don't know. And if it does, what are we going to get with the return on investment price-wise? Sure, we had all of these reversals as we went up here, But each time we reversed and pushed back up, we got lower highs. Now, of course, on this one, we got the highest of the lower highs, but we got rejected on the 200 EMA, and we didn't come anywhere close to taking out any previous highs beyond just these few right here, because this is where the dive is up there. So that was nothing to write home about either. Now we see on the 1 day that we have a green bar on the histogram, which says negative momentum. Now let's scrunch this down a little bit. Whoopsie daisy. Turn drawing mode off, and there we go. We can see the rest of the MACD there, and it does look like it's trying to fight its way back to the zero line, but we're still down here in negative territory, so it's weak. We're showing weakness. All right, now if I were to just draw some patterns here, some momentum arrows, it would look like this. Surge and correct. Let's make that one red. Surge and correct. Then we had surge to lower high, correct. Then we had a nice surge to a higher lower high, and an even nicer correction. And then here we bounce up to the top of the triangle. We bounce down to the bottom of the triangle. We come back to the triangle. We break through for a minute, and then we immediately have this give it right back rejection where we're headed back down to the top of the triangle. What's next? What's next could either be that we find that this triangle is a support and we move off of this and then possibly back down, or we sail straight through the bottom of it and you know what happens there. I'm thinking that it could bounce off of this and have a support. That could happen. But we are like getting so close into July. I know in July, in the second week of July, I do believe that things are going to start to move up. I just don't know what phase of this that it'll be when we do move up. And here's what I mean by that. Some say the second week of July is when everything is supposed to start moving. Well, let's get some July in here. So here's second week of July here. That's not enough time to say that we're going to be in the bull market. Because if we do what I said that I thought, let's say we jump off July 1st and all of a sudden we run into the middle of July and we hit this volume node at 50,000. There's still plenty of time for a massive correction because y'all know what happened last year. August and September were ugly. So we could still do this before the major run up. What's another scenario? How about we jump up a little bit to this point of control price and we go down until the middle of July? This could happen. This could be the big capitulation. And then all of a sudden, in the middle of July is where we consolidate and start the road back up and making the bubble-shaped recovery. That's what I'm thinking. Not a prediction, not financial advice. For those of you who are just watching my videos for the first time, I am not a big mouth predictor. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm with the gang of regular people. I'm calling the action just like the way that John Madden did in the booth calling NFL games. Well, what you have here, guy crosses this line. What we have, if we cross this line here, well, that's a touchdown. He's going to get 6 points at that point. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sharing what I see and talking possibilities and probabilities and seeing what the TA has to tell us to shine a light through the forest as we make our way through. So that is all I have for this update. Like and subscribe. Share if you would. Post your comments below, and we'll see you on the next update. I'm out. Damn. Gotta slap it harder. Okay, here we go.